Howdy y'all, this is Texas Gaming Industries here, and welcome back to another episode of my Let's Play of Railway Empire 2. In the previous episode, we, expanded down into the Mid-Atlantic region, and our rival is not happy about the unwanted competition, but is necessary in order for us to get these tasks done. And in this episode, we're going to continue on doing just that, and hopefully get everything else done so we can get to the next level of the campaign. But for now, we need to get the track between Philadelphia, Pittsburgh and Washington D.C. connected. We'll do that here. And set the directions on both lines. And now, we need to also expand the line to London so we can bring in corn. Let's see, 0%, 0%, that's good. Next, we need to build a bridge over this river, over the water. Let's see. 2%, 0%. Let's move this here. Let's see. Yeah, I'll have to build it across this particular area. And I need about a lot of money, 221,000 coins in order to build it. Let's see. We'll buy that, and then do the same for this track. Connect to that, and then just set the directions up for this line. Let's rotate the station. Add the lines here, and now with Williams Farm now connected to our network, we can finally start delivering grain. Which, with this grain farm, London will no longer need supplies of grain from Toronto in order for it to grow. Which means I could easily just take, no thank you. He's already bidding for it, and I do not have the funds to compete. We'll delete that, and we'll just start setting up the services. Oh, gridiron at Pittsburgh. Let's see. We'll add that engine here, add that engine there. Oh, that does remind me. We also need to bring in salt to New York. Let's see. Rice stop. And we're gonna make this carry only salt. We're back in the millions again, and now we also need to start shipping in sugar to the other cities. But with sugar being brought into Pittsburgh from London, I can easily just focus on delivering sugar to Washington D.C. as well as Pittsburgh, Philadelphia from here. Railroads expanded, and Washington, D.C. doesn't have much space, so I'll have to build it on this side.
What's the point of this station? I think you're a few sandwiches shy of a picnic.
Whatever. Let's see. We just have to curve into Philadelphia this way. Let's see. 167,000 track, too close to existing track. You kidding? Let's see. 9%, that is steep, but if it works, it works. Oh, I'll have to edit this track spline a bit. This will have to do, I suppose. Let's see. There we go. Much better. And one little trick that I have learned after playing this game for quite a while is that if I just simply build another 4-lane track out of a station like this, add the gridiron and the servicing facility, obviously, I could easily build something called a balloon loop. which will allow trains, theoretically, to be turned around. Just have to set the directions on this. Add a gridiron here at Philadelphia and Washington D.C. And we should be able to get a good amount of trains in and out of those cities. Let's see, 5%, 4%, 2. We'll take this one and then just connect it to the main here. 1%, let's see, that's 2, 58%. That's actually pretty good. Well, 58 miles an hour. As long as my bridges are at 0%, ooh, 760,000 coins. Ooh, that's pricey. But considering we're making hand over fist in money, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Let's see. We'll do that, and with the tunnels and bridges already taken care of, this particular track won't cost as much, being a lot more cheaper. We'll do this as well. Add the station here, and also start connecting these industries. Starting off with this logging camp.
What is this? I never allowed you to build a station here.
And placing this one near this cotton farm.
You must be as blind as a bat. There's already one of my stations here.
Again, you know, I actually don't care. I'm actually going to take you out. We'll just have to do this. And now the two cities can be supplied with logs. Gotta get rid of that track. And then add this to make it work. And add a gridiron there. And then just connect Allen Terminal to the main to deliver loads of cotton products down to Washington, D.C. for processing into textiles. Let's see. Let's see. Yep, that should do it. I also need to... okay. I think everything should be good to go, but I also need to set up maintenance facilities at my stations that I have constructed. Because my trains will eventually break down, and they will clutter up the main line with them being stuck. Let's see. Howard Rest to Washington, D.C., and Howard Rest to Pittsburgh. Allen Terminal down to Washington. Wait, I don't think... Okay, they are getting logs, but it needs grain, it needs corn, it needs sugar. And beer, too. Let's see. We'll set up the trains for this. I'm actually also going to rename these cities to something a little less numerical. And with the points we also gathered, we can now unlock one of the last engines in this scenario,
You call
the
this
Firefly.
a new locomotive? My stove has more power than this.
Yeah, I don't care. But with this engine, now we have a locomotive designated for express passenger service. And speaking of, I might as well also set up some freight trains. Let's see. PBH for Pittsburgh to LDN, which is London. We'll set the Dunham for this service. And then from Pittsburgh down to Philadelphia, which will be PEA, and then add a freight symbol, add another Dunham, and then run a new service between Washington, D.C., which will be WDC, and PBH for Pittsburgh. And another one from Washington to Philadelphia. I'll have to add a reefer because it's going to carry meat. And finally, set up a passenger service between the cities. Let's see. BBH to LDN for this passenger service with the John Bull. I mean, sure, the John Bull is a bit slower, but I feel like it suits the engine more to be used in local passenger instead of an express passenger. Then we'll do the same for the service from Washington, D.C. to Pittsburgh. And another one down to Philadelphia. Let's see. Actually, I might as well also set up another route so freight trains and passenger trains can travel up to London, Ontario. Oh, I can only do tunnels with the same track. Let's see. Well, if it works, it works. This unique four-way track through the mountains will be used for supplying the cities of London and Washington, D.C. with freight and passenger. Let's see. LDN, WDC, freight. LDN, P, freight. And then we'll set up another passenger service between these two cities as well. Because I want to at least supply every city both with an intercity passenger and an intercity freight. Let's see. At that, 34 million coins. That's impressive. Plus, with the new Firefly, we might as well set up some express trains. Let's see. Okay, we'll get a service going from, well, Bangor down to Washington, D.C. And this service will contain the Firefly. We'll set up another one from Bangor through Albany to Buffalo and back. And we'll set up another one from there through the Canadian area to London and back. Now then, let's see. Philadelphia still needs grain and wheat and beer, but with sugar being brought in, the citizens should be a little bit more happier. Next is to get some more grain and sugar, well, grain and corn down to those cities. So I might as well set up a line to connect, well, let's see. This will probably be the best way to do it, even though it is very, very expensive. But with the money we're earning from our industries...
Did you see what happened there? And that can happen again and again.
Whatever. Let's see. But with our trains now arriving at these cities, these towns are going to slowly start growing. And we're eventually going to be making a very big contribution to the growth of this region. Let's see. Just need a little bit more money. Let's see. 1.7 million. And there we go. Then we just need to build a line that goes through here all the way to here. 307,000. We'll do that, but I'm also want to start sending trains of grain and corn to Washington, D.C. So we're going to start building this bit of a Y here. Same for this one, which will make it a lot easier for supplies to reach those cities. The bigger the cities are, the more people will want to travel by our trains, as well as more opportunities for new industries to pop up that we can use to expand our operations. Vegetable farm, I'm buying it. Which reminds me, I think I need to supply Albany with vegetables.
Do you bid on every piece of junk?
You may think it's a piece of junk, but it is making me a good amount of money. Because once city industries are purchased by my company, what? Are you kidding? How is this? Okay. I was confused on why it wasn't working. Let's see. As I was saying, before I was rudely interrupted by the track planning algorithm being a little bit cray-cray, any industries that I buy will automatically start making a bit of a profit as soon as those goods are traveled to market. Alright, that's taken care of. Slowed because it needs... Oh, crud, I didn't add one of these. I gotta add that. Perfect. Philadelphia is growing nicely. 34 miles an hour on the Firefly. Very nice.
A record? Either tailwind or false measurement. Probably both.
You keep saying that. Let's see. Pittsburgh does need sugar, so I think I might actually expand the line to curve here and then travel on to the Pittsburgh line, which is right on this. We'll buy the Derwent. The Derwent? Why did I say Derwent? Whatever. That engine will go and take care of that, and we'll also unlock the caboose. But given how close we're nearly done with the scenario, I don't think we'll have enough time to get all the caboose on these trains. But, it's fine. And how come this train is not making money? Oh, meat has already been supplied to both cities. Same thing for textiles. Let's see. The population has grown quite significantly. I might as well also take out a bond and replace it with something a little bit more bigger. And also purchase some more shares of Mr. Barty's business.
One more share, and you'll be sleeping with the fishes.
Well, I got half of his company under my payroll.
Competition is good for business, they say. But I say, good business destroys the competition.
Indeed. Now, in order for me to take more shares, I need about 7.7 million coins in order to, well, buy him out. I think I should try aiming for about 15% of his shares, which are valued at 2.2. Actually, 1.4 for 10% does make more economical sense. I am making money, but I'm not raking it in like crazy. Huh. I might as well also start delivering milk as well.
Get rid of this station, or I'll send my men. And then you'll have a black eye or two.
And I don't care. Let's see. Milk is only available at cities with 35,000 residents. Actually, I'll just build this at another location.
What is this? I I never allowed you to build a station here.
And again, I don't care. If I see opportunity to make lots of money, I'm taking it. Let's see. Walker Station to Buffalo, and then we'll add the Derwent, and now it will pick up milk and take it to Buffalo, which will help it grow a little bit. Speaking of which, where is that train of salt? Whoa, this industry doesn't make a lot of salt, but I think I need to really increase the amount. It doesn't help that Bangor has grown quite significantly. Intimidation, that actually is up Mr. Barty's, well, you know, because he's a gangster and all that. Actually, I might as well just, let's see. I'll just set up a small service between these two cities with the salt. There we go. Let's see. $2.3 million. Oh! My company is not big enough for another large bond. Great. I wasted a lot of my money on that. Well, every major commodity for the city is being brought in, which is good. Once they're brought in, the city is...
It's important that we expand south. If we can keep Philadelphia in our rail network, that will be a great opportunity for us.
Oh, blackmail? No thanks.
I see you weren't intimidated by that libertine. That is good, because I've invested sizable sums in this venture, and failure would ruin me.
This building bothered me, so I had it redesigned a bit.
Blast it. The blackmailer was actually serious and sabotaged one of your tracks.
We are so close, I can literally taste it. Our network just needs another little expansion. Being the mayor of Albany doesn't have to remain the pinnacle of my career. How does member of Congress sound to you? Even if things are going very well right now, we must not rest. While you have been spreading further south, I have established a bank together with some business partners to become financially independent. From now on, you can borrow money directly from me. Really marvelous. You are unstoppable. I can't tell you how happy I am.
Yeah. Let's see. 6%. I need to have something a little bit lighter. That will work better. This new direct connection between Buffalo and Washington, D.C. will be very, very beneficial. As such, I won't even need to use this Y track anymore. Now then, let's see. I don't think you can... Oh, 51 transportation stocks. Well, considering on how much our company has been doing, I could sell it off to get some extra cash. But now, our time has come to actually finish this off by delivering passengers between Buffalo and Washington, D.C. So, let's see, BFO, WTC, and it's going to be a passenger service, obviously. Let's see. Oh, why is it? Oh, I set it for freight instead of express traffic. No wonder. It's fine. Entry-level program. Let's see. In-service training. 5% chance of saboteurs. You know what? You played my hand. I'm actually going to be a little bit devious right now. Let's see. Competitors. Let's buy a little bit more of your shares. 15%. What's that freight train? Alright. That's a pretty good amount of passengers and mail on that train. add a little bit more to that.
Ooh.
Oh, Saboteur. Now then, I think I know the best way to teach him a lesson.
Ooh.
Yeah! Alright. Mr. Shiloh's train station cannot be used at all until April 6 of 1834. Which means all freight traffic that needs to go between Philadelphia and Washington D.C. will have to be using my trains. Ah! Oh!
The railroad business had exploded. Brilliant pioneers and their courageous investors had proven that steam-powered rail transportation could more than compete with the expensive alternative of artificial waterways. The success convinced initial doubters, and new routes were springing up like mushrooms. Soon, small, separate routes were getting in each other's way, and the hoped-for profits were declining. Critical voices were raised. How could the railroad business continue to grow if it was choking on its own complexity?
Your progress is great. Now it's really paying off that I invested some money in a couple of speculative land deals near your rail lines. They have multiplied in value by now. I personally never doubted the success of the steam locomotive. However, what you have accomplished here is something else entirely. Our work here has been a technological revolution, and we are both facing a golden future.
That's it! We're done with the chapter. I wasn't expecting that chapter to be done so quickly, but might as well actually have a look at the final score. Chief Executive, that's the highest rank we can get. Though, we were able to take out Barty's company. Though we don't get any special message for him buying out this company. But I might as well just liquidate everything to get a nice injection of 4 million. Company has been abolished, and now we're the sole rail transportation business in this area. Now, we could also do this, but considering that we already taken care of everything else, I believe we reached a pretty good ending point for this episode. So, if you had enjoyed this episode of my Let's Play of Railway Empire 2, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to Texas Gaming Industries for new video uploads every Friday or Saturday, depending on my outside schedule. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode. So until then, so long, partner.